Today is Free Ride Friday, where we give away a free ride to the $100 MBA Training and Community. All you got to do is drop us an iTunes rating and review to enter our weekly draw to win a free ride. Every Friday, we give away a free ride to our complete training and community, the $100 MBA. That's over 180 videos, interviews with experts, workbooks, ask questions anytime. Every week, we randomly choose somebody who's given us a rating and a review. So give us some love on iTunes, and you can win a free ride. Let's jump into today's episode. Hello! Welcome to the $100 MBA Show, where we're in the business of building your business with our daily 10-minute business lessons for the real world. I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, Omar Zenhom. I'm also the co-founder of the $100 MBA, a complete business training and community online. And today you will learn how to share your work without beating on your chest. How do you share the things that you create, your blog posts, your videos, your podcasts, without showing off, without looking like you're arrogant, without telling people, oh, look at me, look how wonderful I am. What kind of context do you put it in? How do you phrase it? How do you make sure people understand that you're trying to share your work to help them out and not to show off? Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. I got some exact strategies, some things you can really use. Let's get down to business. This episode of the $100 MBA Show is brought to you by Nadex, Binary Options Trading. Our listeners appreciate just how far $100 can go, and so does Nadex. With just $100, you can get started. With Nadex Binary Options, you trade on whether you think the market will be above or below a certain point by a certain time. Go to nadex.com and open up a free account. That's Nadex, Nadex.com. Futures, options, and swaps trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. One of the most important things to do when you create great content, be it a blog post, a webinar, a video, a infographic, a podcast, whatever it is, one of the most important things you need to do is share it. There's no point in creating it if it doesn't impact anybody's life. You need to make sure that people know about it so they can consume it and share it with others. But when it comes to sharing it on social media, you gotta be careful. You gotta make sure that when you share it, you put it in the right context. You make sure that people know why you're sharing it and how it can help them. One of the things that people are worried about when they're sharing their content is looking arrogant, looking like they're beating on their chest and say, look at me, I'm amazing, look how wonderful I am. And it comes off really bad when it comes off like that. So today I'm going to talk about some strategies you can use when you're sharing your content on social media so it serves the purpose you need it to serve. One, letting people how this is useful, and two, showing them how you're creating this for them to help them out and not to show off. So let's deal with the first one. Let's say, for example, you wrote a blog post about 5 great tips on booking the best vacation in Mexico. When you share that blog post, you need to make sure that you're resonating with the audience. You make sure that you give them a reason to read it. So before putting that link on your social media platform, be it Twitter, be it Facebook, be it whatever, you may want to put a sentence like, how to enjoy the best of Mexico for under $1,000. Learn how and get some other great tips when visiting Mexico. So you're getting specific. You're talking about money. You're talking about budget. How could you visit and get to know and see Mexico for under $1,000? It's just one of the insights or one aspect of your blog post. But when you get specific, it gives them a specific reason to go see what you've created. Not only are you giving them a specific reason to visit the post, but you're keeping the focus on learning. You're keeping the focus on the content and not you. A lot of people, they fall into this trap where they say, I wrote this great blog post, I think you'll love it. It's not about you, it's the content. Focus on the content. And that way, no one can blame you or feel like you're doing something that's self-serving. Another little tip is make sure that you mention those who you mention in your actual article in your social media snippet. So just the other day, I mentioned Antonio Centeno about his great YouTube channel and how he built this great body of work on YouTube. So when we shared that episode, we made sure that we included Antonio in our social media to let him know that, hey man, we really appreciate your work and we're learning from you. And it also helps those who are reading those tweets or reading those Facebook updates learn more than just my post. Learn from Antonio as well. Go check out his work. So you're adding compounded value. So what if you have an example where you want to share an accolade? like you won an award, you got mentioned in a publication, or you reached a certain milestone in your business. You have to think about why you're sharing this, because if you're just sharing it so you can let people think that you're awesome, then it's going to show regardless of how you phrase it. If you're going to share information like that, make sure you give credit where credit's due. Understand that those who are reading your feed are most likely people that are very dedicated to what you do in your business and they're customers of yours. So give thanks. Let them know that you appreciate their patronage. You appreciate their listenership, their viewership, their readership. Let them know that the reason why you received this accolade or this mention is because of them. Because at the end of the day, a blog, a website, a podcast, a YouTube channel, a business does not exist without the audience. You do not exist. The only reason why you exist is because of those people, and that's the bottom line. If you don't have people buying from you or interested in what you're creating, writing, producing, whatever it is, then you really don't have much on your hands. So make sure you thank them and put it in that context. A good example in our business is that recently we reached 200 episodes of the $100 MBA Show. And even though I have ample opportunity to beat on my chest and say, Nicole and I, we created this great podcast and we did all this and we did all the work. We're the one who produced these shows. But the truth of the matter is that the reason why we're able to continue to have a growing show and the show goes on is because we have a great audience that keeps listening and keeps helping us grow. So when we had social media snippets about that, I wanted to make sure that our listeners were front and center. They're the reasons why we got to this point. Thank you so much for your support and helping us out and, spreading the word, telling other people, giving us ratings and reviews, all that stuff. And I also wanted to thank the guest teachers that we have on our show because with them, they've added to the success. They're a part of the success because their lessons are a part of the show. So whenever you have an accolade that you want to share, make sure you give thanks to those who help you get there. Guys, I got a bit more to share on today's episode, but before that, I got to give love to today's sponsor, Spark Business from Capital One. Today's episode is powered by Spark Business from Capital One, providing unique small business solutions for entrepreneurs who expect better from themselves and their bank. Whether you're looking for growth strategies, financial management tips, or leadership lessons, turn to sparkbusinessiq.com. The Spark Business IQ team keeps an ear to the ground and stays current on the latest business trends and strategies to help you improve your business outcomes. They talk to business owners like you to learn from and share stories of their success and challenges. Spark Business IQ is designed to deliver insights, tips, and inspiration to business owners at all stages of growth. Visit sparkbusinessiq.com to learn how Spark Business by Capital One can help you ignite positive change for your business. Another great way to share your success with your audience without looking like you're beating on your chest is to share the success of your audience members. I'm sure you've helped somebody out along the way through your business, through your services, through your products, whatever it is. There's a testimonial that you can share. There's a way you can share their work. So make sure you cheerlead them on. Let them know that you got their back and that you'll support them and spread the word about what they're doing. Because their success is your success. It shows that you do have an impact on other people. And what you do actually works. Guys, that wraps up today's lesson, but it's Free Ride Friday today, so we're going to give away a free ride to the $100 MBA Training and Community. We do this every single week. We randomly choose somebody who's given us an iTunes rating and review, and we announce the winner right here on Fridays. If you want to enter the weekly draw, just drop us an iTunes rating and review. To learn how to do that, just visit 100mba.net/show. And this week's winner is Tan Moy Roy from Canada. Doing many things right, 5 stars. I've started companies and invested in a few, and I find this show beautifully produced, packed with content, just the right length, personal, relaxing, and optimistic.